Well, played really well tonight against a really good Wofford ball club. I thought, obviously it was great to score in the first inning. Chase Pender had 3 hits tonight, led the first off with a single and came around to score. Reed Rollman had a good night for us, scored 2 runs, drove in a run. Okie had 3 RBIs, so the middle of the order did a nice job. 8 out of our 9 starters had hits tonight. Again, very productive throughout the lineup. And I thought our pitching staff did a great job again. Thought Alex Schnell in his first start threw the ball well. Our bullpen was really good. Eubanks threw well. Crawl came in a tough situation. First 2 guys got on base, had second and third with 1 out. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. Overall, thought we pitched extremely well, defensively played well, hit the ball well. Just thought it was an overall a really good effort, and excited about moving into the next couple days in preparation for the weekend based on how we played tonight.
After Clemson struggled in midweek games last year, how important was it for you guys to get off to a good start with these midweek games?
Well, the 56-game schedule, I've said it, probably gets old hearing me say it, but all the games count. Every one of our games count, whether it's a midweek game or a weekend series, they all count. They're all important, and we want to be as consistent as we possibly can. We don't change our approach or our mindset from a midweek game to a weekend series. The only thing that changes in the middle of the week is you really have to monitor pitch counts to make sure that you have all your pitchers available for the weekend. And that's one of the things that we did tonight with Schnell. We wanted to make sure that we could use him for the weekend and not burn him by extending him too much. That's really the only thing that's different that you're a little bit more cognizant of in the middle of the week is just pitch counts. You just want to make sure that you get some guys some work in, but you don't want to burn anybody for the weekend. But our mindset's really not that different midweek to weekend series-wise. And midweek games, if you want to play in the postseason, you got to win them. Because again, the committee at the end of the year is going to look and see how did you do in your non-conference schedule in the middle of the week.
64 runs through 7 games. I went back and looked, honestly, 31 runs through as many games last year. The hitters talked a lot, leading up to the season about how much they liked this new approach that you kind of instilled in them. How much do you think that has to do with how well y'all have started offensively?
Well, I think we spent a lot of time talking about approach. I think we have guys that are physically talented, so we don't spend as much time talking about the physical aspects of hitting. We talk more about the mental aspects of hitting and just their approach. We spent a lot of time on it. And our approach is pretty simple, but the big thing that and I've got to give the players credit for this, they've bought into what we're trying to get them to do as coaches, what we've been saying from day one. They've done the work, they've bought into it, and we've got guys that are talented hitters. We've got guys that could hit for anybody in the country. So I think it's just a combination of just having a simple approach, and our guys have really bought into it and tried to work the count and get good pitches to hit. And they've done a really good job of that so far.
Similar question. Just how pleased are you with how the bullpen's performed so far?
Well, I couldn't be more pleased. I mean, there's nothing to be through 7 games. I don't know if we could have pitched any better. So I've been very pleased with what our bullpen's able to do. And Coach C does a really good job with our pitching staff. And Coach Kopp, David Kopp, who pitched here, those 2 guys do an excellent job of working with our pitchers and developing our pitching staff. So I have to give them a lot of credit. But our guys have accepted their roles out of the pen and come in and have done a really good job. We've got some great competitors in the bullpen, and they like coming into the game with the lead and holding on to the lead for us.
What are your feelings right now knowing that Carolina is your next opponent?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What are your feelings right now knowing that Carolina is your next opponent?
Well, we're excited about it. Now, listen, the South Carolina-Clemson rivalry is the greatest rivalry in college baseball. There's no rivalry better in all of college baseball. So to not be excited about it, something's wrong with you. So we're just excited about it. We get to be a part, my team gets to be a part of the greatest rivalry in college baseball. So it's an exciting time for us. Our guys have worked really hard and have played really good baseball up until now, and we're not going to try to change anything because it's the rivalry weekend. We're going to go into it and do everything we can to win game one. We're just going to worry about game one. But we're really excited about going into the weekend and playing in front of big crowds and big time atmospheres.
Will it be weird staying in the dugout and seeing Carolina across the way?
Well, for the last 7 years, I've sat in the other dugout, so this will be my 8th year. So for 7 years, I was, the head coach at the College of Charleston, and we played South Carolina every year. So I've been in the other dugout for 7 years. So it's not going to be weird, so to speak, because I've gotten used to it. So it's just, again, it's no.
After playing solid defense, having great pitching, and then the hitting's right on point, could your guys be any more confident heading into this weekend series?
I don't see how we could. I think we're going to be very confident going into the weekend. We've pitched well. We've played good defensively, hit well. Bullpen's done a nice job. A lot of positives, just a lot of positives going into this weekend. So I think our guys are going to be confident. They're going to be excited again about playing in such a great rivalry against a great opponent. We also understand how good South Carolina is this year. They've got a great team. They're playing really good baseball right now, so it should make for a very exciting matchup on Friday night.
Chris Oakey led the team today in RBIs. What did you think about his performance today?
Chris Oakey just does a phenomenal job behind the plate. And he finds a way to drive runs in, and it all kind of works together. We have guys that are hitting before him that are getting on base. We keep finding ways to get on base with Chase Pender and Eli White and Reed Rollman. You got 3 really good hitters hitting in front of him, and he gets those RBI opportunities because of what they do, and they're getting on base. But he has to be a guy that can step up and get those big hits. And the last weekend and then tonight, I don't know. I think he's got maybe 9 RBIs, 10 RBIs in the last 4 games. Is something, really, really good. He is swinging the bat really good right now for us. He's doing an outstanding job behind the plate. So anytime your 4-hole hitter leads you in RBIs, it's probably going to be a good night for you.
Anything else?